Invincible, system, big villain, push all the way, kill brother and father, slightly leaning towards darkness, harem, not virgin, development, Qin Feng, the useless crown prince of the Great Qin Dynasty. Suffering from the joint framing of his mother's consort and brothers, while his father chose to ignore all of this, he was ultimately sent to the dungeon with resentment. Qin Feng swore that he would seek revenge and reclaim everything that originally belonged to him. Finally, he awakened the strongest summoning system. Ding! Congratulations to the host for signing into the 5,000 Iron Blood Army. Ding! Congratulations to the host for signing into the 10,000 Nightmare Army. Ding! Congratulations to the host for signing in with 1 million Shura. Ding! Congratulations to the host for signing into the Billion Immortal King. Chapter 1. Imprisonment, Summon the Legion of Hell. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tianxian Continent, 3,000 continents. Lingshu Island, the Great Qin Dynasty. Number 34, Pain. It hurts too much. Number 34, the unforgettable pain permeated throughout his body, and before Qin Feng could recover from the pain, a strange memory swept through his mind. The Great Qin Dynasty. Waste Crown Prince. I actually traveled through it myself. And it also crossed over to a useless prince. Qin Feng was shocked in his heart and didn't expect such a thing to happen to him one day. Number 34, Qin Feng, you are so bold that you dare to sleep with the woman of your father's emperor. It's really unreasonable. Someone, take it down for me. Number 34, suddenly, at this moment, the door was kicked open by someone, and then a handsome young man wearing a robe appeared in front of Qin Feng. This person, Qin Feng, is not unfamiliar. From memory, it can be inferred that he is Qin Changchun, the 7th prince of the current Great Qin Dynasty, and also Qin Feng's younger brother. Number 34, I didn't expect the crown prince to dare to sleep with the woman of the current emperor. He is really seeking death. Number 34, even if you are the current crown prince, the emperor's biological son, but the emperor will never let you go. You, as the crown prince, will be the end of it. Number 34, on both sides, 2 guards quickly approached and pinned Qin Feng to the ground, their eyes full of sarcasm. At this moment, Qin Feng finally reacted. In my memory, Qin Feng had just finished lunch and unconsciously passed away. When he woke up again, the scene he had just experienced appeared. And there's also an extra woman on the bed. He still doesn't understand that he has been wronged. My 7th younger brother set up a bureau all in order to obtain the position of crown prince, and the beautiful woman on the bed is the Empress of the current Great Qin Dynasty, the beloved concubine of my father. Qin Feng's eyes were crimson, glaring fiercely at the 2 dog men and women in front of him. Struggling desperately, but no matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't escape the shackles of the 2 powerful and infinite guards. Number 34, you 2 dog men and women, sooner or later, I Qin Feng will make you pay with blood. Number 34, Qin Feng roared angrily. At this moment, when the 2 guards were pressed down, he appeared so unwilling and angry. Qin Changchun sneered and spoke lightly, saying, Qin Feng, I didn't expect that at this time, you would still insult your mother unknowingly. At that time, I will definitely tell your father the emperor all your crimes one by one, so that he can see your true face. Number 34, Qin Changchun was filled with joy in his heart. At this moment, he had been waiting for too long, and finally he could sit on the throne himself. Now that I have taken a big step forward, as long as I take down the old and immortal one above, I will become the new king of the Great Qin Dynasty. Above 10,000 people, worshipped by thousands of people. The more I think about it, the more excited I become. However, Qin Feng's heart was not discouraged by this, nor did he give up. He believed that his father would distinguish right from wrong and make decisions for him. Number 34, at that time, I Qin Feng swear that I will make you 2 dog men and women repay 1,000 times more. Number 34, Qin Feng became more and more excited as he thought about it. His bright red eyes glared fiercely at Qin Changchun and the beautiful woman next to him who pretended to be worried. It was none other than his biological mother, Nangong Wanner. But when he arrived at the palace, Qin Feng's heart was completely hopeless. He was thrown into the dungeon before even seeing his own father. Number 34, why? Why? Why don't you even give me some time to explain? You mercilessly sent your son to the dungeon. Qin Feng roared with despair. It is impossible to say without resentment in one's heart. His biological father, who did not even have the opportunity to explain, mercilessly sent his son to the dungeon, which no one could accept. Resentment and unwillingness filled Qin Feng's entire heart, like a raging fire igniting a prairie, and an angry heart that had not calmed down for a long time. He swore that he would make those two dog men and women pay a price thousands of times more cruel than that. And the old and immortal one above. Ha! I am your biological son. You won't give me a few seconds to explain. Qin Feng's heart was filled with grief. Just as Qin Feng was feeling extremely desperate in his heart, suddenly, an electronic mechanical sound echoed through his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for activating the Dynasty Warfare system. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the daily gift package. May I ask if the host has opened the package? Number 34, is this? System number 34, Qin Feng's heart was full of disbelief, and he didn't expect that his time traveling had awakened the system. Number 34, that's really great. Number 34, at this moment, Qin Feng could no longer suppress his excited emotions and exclaimed excitedly. Number 34, system, open the beginner gift pack. Number 34, without any hesitation, Qin Feng excitedly spoke up. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a Hell Legion. In 1 minute, the Hell Legion will arrive at the host's side. Please be patient and wait. Number 34, Hell's Legion. Number 34, Qin Feng felt a slight doubt in his heart. He had heard of the Flame Legion, the Sagittarius Legion, and the Thunder Legion, but he had never heard of the Hell Legion. Although I don't know what strength the Hell Legion has, from its name, it can be inferred that its strength is definitely not weak. The dungeon is very large, and the surroundings appear particularly dim. In no time, 10 figures brushing together appeared in front of Qin Feng. Qin Feng's eyes lit up, and the Hell Legion was truly extraordinary. From their imposing demeanor, it could be inferred that these 10 were not weaker than their father, at least they were also strong warriors in the martial arts realm. The cultivation realm is divided into a total of 10 realms, from bottom to top. Warrior, 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 Wuzong, Wuwang, Wuhuang, Wuzuan, Wusheng, Wudi, and Wushan. This world is called Tianxian Continent, which is composed of 3,000 states. And the Great Qin Dynasty is just the tip of the iceberg in Lingshu Prefecture, where the strong warriors of the martial arts realm can occupy the mountains and become kings, establishing their own marquises. Suddenly, 10 terrifying skeletons appeared in front of Qin Feng's eyes, burning eerie purple flames all around them. Their bodies were filled with the aura of destruction and death, like ghosts walking out of hell, giving people a feeling of death. Number 34, system, take a look at what special attributes does the Hell Legion have. Number 34, Qin Feng spoke up and asked. Can, accompanied by a mechanical sound without any emotion, the next moment, a blue light appeared in Qin Feng's mind, and a panel gradually emerged. Legion. Hell Legion, race. Baron of Hell. Cultivation. 9 levels of martial arts realm. Skills. Heavenly meteor, fire rushing into the sky. After reading the attributes of the Hell Legion, Qin Feng was overjoyed. He didn't expect that all 10 Hell Legions were strong warriors with 9 levels of strength. You should know that even if your father's cultivation is only 8 levels of martial arts. Qin Feng's mood suddenly became swollen. It is not an exaggeration to say that with this army, he believes that the Great Qin Dynasty will soon fall into his hands. Last second, He was a useless crown prince with no cultivation, and now he has 10 terrifying martial arts realm powerhouses. Qin Feng smiled, openly abnormal. Jie smiled and said. Number 34, Father, since you are ruthless, then don't blame me for being a son for being unjust. Number 34. Chapter 2. Crisis. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, what are your names? Number 34, Qin Feng looked at the 10 flame skeletons in front of him and suddenly asked. Number 34, Your Majesty, my name is Hui, and the names of the 9 of them are similar to mine, from 2 to 10. Number 34, the flame skull, with the most powerful aura, respectfully replied. Number 34, this Great Qin Dynasty is so damn. How dare they imprison His Majesty in a dungeon? Number 34, we implore Your Majesty to allow us to go out and seek revenge for Your Majesty. Number 34, after learning about Qin Feng's current situation, the 10 flame skeletons were filled with anger and spoke up one after another. Number 34, Number 34, Qin Feng nodded and then walked towards the dungeon with 10 flame skeletons. With 10 powerful skeletons, almost no one in the entire Qin dynasty could do anything about him, so Qin Feng naturally had no worries in his heart. Number 34, quick, it's coming soon. That's right, it's right here. I think this must be the dungeon of the Great Qin Dynasty. Number 34, hahaha, finally we have found it. All we need to do is open the dungeon and release all the criminals inside. I believe the entire Great Qin Dynasty will inevitably fall into chaos by then. Number 34, at that time, it was the best time for our Qi Dynasty to take action. As long as we can succeed, this time the Great Qin will surely be destroyed. Number 34, another man followed and shouted. Number 34, who? How dare you break into the dungeon of our Great Qin Dynasty without authorization, seeking death? Someone, take it from me. Number 34, the gatekeeper looked at the 2 mysterious men who suddenly appeared and felt extremely angry inside. Accompanied by a loud roar, the soldiers hidden in the darkness suddenly rushed out from behind, without any hesitation, charging towards the 2 with a murderous aura. Number 34, Ents. Number 34, seek death. Number 34, 2 mysterious men wearing black robes simultaneously let out a cold shout. Faced with the elite troops of the Great Qin Dynasty, the 2 not only had no fear, but also took the initiative to charge forward. Number 34, whoosh. Number 34, the figures of the 2 disappeared in place, and a black mist swept in. Numerous soldiers were shrouded in black zero, and by the time they reappeared, they had turned into a cold corpse, as if poisoned, foaming at the mouth. Number 34, this. Number 34, the general guarding the dungeon was greatly frightened and said in terror. Number 34, you are people of the Qi dynasty, you are. Black and white twin demons. Number 34, congratulations, you got it right. Number 34, as the words fell, the head of the general guarding the dungeon exploded like a watermelon, and for a moment, the scene was unbearable. The black and white twin devils are one of the 4 major offerings of the Great Qi Dynasty, both of which are martial arts level powerhouses. There are rumors that these 2 people have killed countless people and committed all kinds of evil. No wonder the general who just guarded the gate was so frightened when he saw these 2 people. Number 34, I thought it would require a lot of effort, but I didn't expect it to be so simple. It's really boring. Number 34, one of the mysterious men said, slightly disappointed. The other person, on the other hand, set their gaze on the door, his gaze shining even brighter like a spark. With a loud bang, the iron door of the dungeon was opened. Number 34, what's going on? Why did the door suddenly open? Number 34, the criminal inside was slightly confused and couldn't believe his own eyes. When they reacted, they were all excited. Number 34, it was the people of the Qi dynasty who came to save us, and those 2 must be the legendary black and white twin demons. Number 34, my strength is indeed strong, just my breath gives me a very dangerous feeling. Number 34, the heavenly killing Qin dynasty dares to send me to the dungeon. This time, I will make you pay for it with blood. Number 34, that's right, the Great Qin Dynasty has locked us down for so long. Taking this opportunity, we must make the Great Qin Dynasty pay a painful price. Number 34, brothers, charge me. Number 34, these criminals have been imprisoned for so long, and their hearts are already filled with resentment towards the Great Qin Dynasty. The present is undoubtedly the best opportunity. How can they miss this opportunity? Subsequently, countless criminals swarmed towards various corners of the Great Qin Dynasty. Quickly, peace returned here, but the black and white twin demons did not intend to leave, but instead walked into the dungeon. Both of them knew in their hearts that the prisoners who had just rushed out were just ordinary prisoners imprisoned by the Great Qin Dynasty. The truly powerful prisoners are all imprisoned inside the dungeon. Brushing. The two were as fast as lightning, flying towards the interior of the dungeon. Number 34, Lao Hei, do you think there's a figure ahead? At this moment, a mysterious man looked at a blurry figure suddenly appearing ahead, and his heart instantly became alert. Is it possible that our plan was discovered by the people of the Great Qin Dynasty, who arranged for the strong here in advance? Number 34, this is impossible. Except for my king, only the master and disciple remained who knew about this matter. The old man was extremely greedy and had a strong sense of vanity. The Qin dynasty could not give him what he wanted, so there was naturally no reason to betray him. As for the small one, it was even more impossible. Number 34, in almost an instant, both of them denied their previous thoughts in their hearts. Why is there a person standing in the center of the dungeon? The other party is not locked up, it is highly likely to be from the Great Qin Dynasty. The distance between the two became closer and closer, and soon, the two mysterious men saw the face of the person in front. Number 34, who am I? I didn't expect it to be that useless crown prince. Number 34, that makes sense. The other party has no cultivation, whether they are locked or not is the same, ha ha ha. Number 34, the other person laughed. Qin Feng was also slightly shocked in his heart, not expecting to encounter people from the Great Qin Dynasty here. He naturally knew these two people, and according to rumors, they killed countless people and committed all kinds of evil, even becoming demons in the hearts of some of the people of the Great Qin Dynasty for a while. These two people suddenly appeared here. It seems that the Qin Dynasty has already begun to take action against the Qin Dynasty. Qin Feng was secretly shocked in his heart. The Great Qin Dynasty and the Great Qin Dynasty are two adjacent dynasties that have been in a standoff for hundreds of years. However, after these hundreds of years, neither of them can do anything about the other and have been deadlocked until now. At this moment, the Qin Dynasty suddenly took action against the Qin Dynasty, and it is probably not as simple as before. Number 34, kill me. Number 34, Qin Feng suddenly uttered two words faintly from his mouth. Number 34, what? Number 34, one of the mysterious men thought he had misheard and shouted again. Number 34, Xiao Bai, just now I heard it clearly. He said he killed him, ha ha ha, he really laughed at me. Is it possible that this useless prince is not only useless, but also a fool? Surprisingly, he dares to falsely claim to have killed us. It's really a pipe dream. Number 34, alas, as the crown prince, he was framed by his own brothers. It is impossible to say that he is not angry in his heart. Perhaps the other party has really become a fool. Anyway, let me end your painful life. Number 34, I am redeeming you. Number 34, the person who just spoke with a dignified expression on their face. But just as he was about to take action, he found that his hand was not being used. He was suddenly shocked and turned pale in his heart. He quickly looked towards his right hand, only to be shocked to find that it was empty. Chapter 3. Nightmare Master and Apprentice. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, ah. My hands. Number 34, the mysterious man let out a pig-like scream, his eyes wide open, appearing particularly unbelievable. In front of him, he was able to silently waste his hands. The person who secretly took action must be stronger than him, and only a lot more. Run. The next moment, all that remained in his mind was this one word. Faced with such a terrifying existence, even if two people work together, they are not opponents of each other at all. But just as the mysterious man was about to fly and quickly escape towards the outside of the dungeon, he was horrified to find that his legs had also quietly disappeared. At this moment, he could no longer care about the intense pain transmitted throughout his body, and could only scan around in fear. At this moment, his flesh and blood were blurred, leaving only a lonely head. With a loud bang, I fell to the ground. At the moment of his death, his ferocious eyes finally saw the true face of the person who secretly took action. A fiery skull. The extremely deadly aura makes people feel like they have fallen into hell and cannot extricate themselves at a glance, especially the eerie purple flames emanating from its surroundings, which makes people shudder. Number 34, what thing? Number 34, behind, another mysterious man looked at his companion who suddenly had only one head falling to the ground, and his heart was already frightened. At this moment, looking at the blurry fire shadow ahead, Zhou Xing emitted a deadly aura that was many times stronger than him. His heart had long been frightened and his soul was shattered. This person's realm must be above him, and he can silently kill by Sha in front of him. Black Sha couldn't help but take a cold breath of fear in his heart. When did such a strong person appear in the Great Qin Dynasty? Why hasn't he seen it before? Is it difficult to become a master secretly trained by the emperor of the Great Qin Dynasty? Although he was full of doubts in his heart, Black Sha knew that this was not the time to consider these things. He quickly jumped up and ran towards the rear. Finally, he escaped from the black prison. Looking back from afar, the dungeon appeared particularly quiet, and the terrifying figure had no intention of catching up. However, despite this, Black Sha still had lingering palpitations in his heart. Number 34, surprisingly, the Great Qin Dynasty has hidden other experts. I must tell my king about this. Number 34, Black Sha murmured inwardly, and immediately, his black clothes spread in all directions like peacock feathers, transforming into waves of demonic winds and heading towards the rear. Qin Feng watched as the other person's figure grew farther and farther away, and not only did he not show any anxious expression on his face, but he also squeezed out a meaningful smile. Number 34, I really want to see how terrifying the skills of the Hell Legion are. Number 34, Qin Feng looked ahead and asked curiously. Number 34, boom. Number 34, number 34, boom. Boom. Number 34, in the distance, a flame pillar with a diameter of over 3 meters suddenly rose into the sky, soaring straight into the sky. The terrifying temperature suddenly filled the sky and earth over there, and the surrounding temperature had reached a quite terrifying level, like the end of the world, with volcanic eruptions sweeping across the sky. Next, the second, third, until the 10th. The 10 pillars of flames have completely submerged the area, as if immersed in a sea of flames, making one's heart tremble as they look at it. This is exactly the masterpiece of 10 flame skeletons working together, with flames soaring into the sky. The first time Qin Feng saw such a stunning scene, his heart was also particularly shocked. This was the power unleashed by 10 flame skeletons. If there were enough, countless flame pillars would rise from the ground to the sky. That scene, Qin Feng dare not even imagine. It is probably the end of the world. On the first day, such a terrifying army was summoned, and Qin Feng couldn't help but start looking forward to what would be summoned tomorrow. The huge commotion here immediately alarmed the entire imperial city. I saw 10 purple pillars of flames rising into the sky, and a terrifying force pervading the entire imperial city above. Number 34, what happened in the imperial city? What a terrifying force, although so far apart, I still feel a strong sense of death. Number 34, a powerful cultivator looked at the 10 towering pillars of flames with a frightened expression on his face, almost speechless with shock in his heart. Who could have unleashed such a terrifying force? Perhaps even the emperors of the Great Qin Dynasty may not have this power. Number 34, did someone from the Great Qin Dynasty take action? This force emits a strong sense of death, and the cultivation of the person who wields it may have surpassed that of a martial artist and reached the level of Wuzong number 34, Academy. A white-haired old man sat in the small pavilion and murmured. The old man was dressed in white, surrounded by an ethereal aura of immortality, with an extraordinary aura and a certain aura of immortal spirit. Number 34, Master, the Great Qin Dynasty may find it difficult to withstand this crisis. Are we really not taking action? Number 34, on the side, a handsome black-haired boy suddenly spoke up and asked. As the saying goes, the rise and fall of a country is the responsibility of every individual. Even a young man has this kind of consciousness, let alone a scholar. The old man looked back and then turned around, speaking, Shura, you are still young and don't understand the rise and fall of a country. A country is originally composed of countless small families, and even if it dies, there will still be people coming to establish a new country in the future. Whether it's the Great Qin Dynasty or the Great Qin Dynasty, as long as my academy is still here, it's the same. Number 34, moreover, our academy does not belong to the Great Qin Dynasty like other forces in the city, and we naturally have no reason to help each other. Number 34, oh number 34, the young man in black nodded thoughtfully and didn't ask any more questions. Number 34, after tonight, I'm afraid the weather will change. Just take a nap and you'll be fine. Number 34, subsequently, the old man with white hair slowly closed his eyes as if he had truly fallen asleep. Apart from the academy, other forces in the city of the Great Qin Dynasty seemed to know something and fled the imperial city overnight. Number 34, after tonight, there will be no more Great Qin Dynasty from now on. Number 34, ha 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 ha. Number 34, the night shrouded the void, and under the moonlight, a handsome man wearing a black dragon robe couldn't help but feel excited and sneered loudly. Number 34, Father, it's time for me to end the centuries-long grudges between you and the immortal old man of the Great Qin Dynasty who has been fighting for so many years without taking over the Great Qin. Number 34, after the handsome man laughed heartily, he then cast a pair of sinister eyes on the imperial city. Number 34, killed. Number 34, with a cold voice, a mysterious army suddenly appeared behind the handsome man, heading towards the direction of the imperial city. In addition, behind the handsome man stood two figures, one tall and one short. He was dressed in tattered clothes and looked very old. His mottled right hand gently held an ancient-style cane, with a doll's face adorned above it. His two eyeballs emitted a bloody light, appearing particularly dazzling in the dark. Short and tall like a baby, with pale blood and no joy or sorrow, exuding a dangerous aura throughout, extremely extraordinary. The two of them are the two major contributions of the Great Qin Dynasty. Claimed. Nightmare Master and Apprentice. It is rumored that one day, the people of the Great Qin Dynasty dreamed of this one teacher and one disciple. They stood tall in the void, with corpses, mountains and seas at their feet, and blood flowing into rivers. They once became demons in the dreams of the people of the Great Qin Dynasty, and some even dared not fall asleep because of this. The name Nightmare Master and Apprentice is derived from it. Chapter 4. Let nightmares cover your hearts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, let nightmares envelop your hearts. Number 34, the old man in cloth let out a loud roar. Immediately, waving the cane in his hand, the cane emitted bursts of bloody glow, and the baby face above seemed to be smiling, eerie and eerie. Number 34, kill. Number 34, ahead, a group of troops from the Great Qin Dynasty are killing in this direction. However, as they approached this blood mist, they remained motionless as if petrified, with empty eyes and lifeless expressions. Number 34, no. Number 34, these soldiers were trembling with fear one by one, their faces showing fear, as if they had seen something very terrifying. Finally, a soldier could no longer tolerate his inner fear and let out a scream of terror. Then a strange scene happened. These soldiers, as if being bewitched by some kind, waved their knives and fiercely swung towards their teammates next to them. Number 34, no. I didn't mean it. I really didn't mean it. Number 34, finally, only one soldier remained standing in place with an incredible expression on his face. The consciousness in his mind gradually recovered, and he couldn't believe that he had personally killed his friend. He keeps apologizing, but the fact has already happened and nothing can change. Puzzy. Looking at the body of his friend, the soldier finally couldn't bear the deep guilt in his heart and swung his knife to commit suicide. Number 34, what delicious flesh and blood. They are all mine. They are all mine. Number 34, the skinny baby let out greedy sounds, and in the next moment, he could no longer tolerate his inner desires and rushed towards a group of soldiers who were rushing towards him. His figure is like a ghost, invisible and silent. Before many soldiers could react, the leader soldier's bloody head was lifted up by the baby. The baby's mouth looks very small, but when it opens, it suddenly turns into a bloody mouth, swallowing the head in one bite. Number 34, delicious, so delicious. Number 34, the baby licked his little fingers with an insatiable desire, and the next moment, he cast a greedy gaze on the other soldiers. These soldiers were already scared out of their wits by the terrifying scene just now. At this moment, they quickly and desperately ran towards the rear. Number 34, devil, devil, run, run. Number 34, number 34, ah. Don't eat me. Number 34, watching the prey fleeing from afar, the baby not only didn't rush forward to pursue it, but also stayed in place with a meaningful smile on his face. Chia said. Number 34, interesting, that's what's interesting. The hunting moment has just begun. Number 34, unexpectedly, in front of the baby's powerful strength, all these soldiers became food in his belly. The Grand Qin Palace. Contemporary Emperor Qin Changming fell to the ground, looking at the familiar figure below with an incredulous expression on his face. Number 34, you. How dare you betray me? Number 34, he was extremely angry in his heart, and then he turned his gaze to the beautiful woman behind him. He could no longer suppress his anger and cursed loudly. Number 34, you bitch, how dare you poison me? I'm going to kill you. Number 34, Qin Changming slapped Nangong Waner, but at this moment, he was already severely poisoned and weak all over. His movements seemed particularly slow. Just halfway through, he was kicked several meters away by the seventh prince on the side. Qin Changming fell heavily to the ground, spitting out a mouthful of black blood. Number 34, I am your biological father, how dare you treat me like this, you rebellious and rebellious son. Number 34, Qin Changming roared angrily at the seventh prince. Number 34, you old immortal, shut up for me. Number 34, Qin Changchun sneered and walked over, stomping fiercely on Qin Changming's chest. Suddenly, Qin Changming's breathing began to become rapid, and his face became increasingly ugly. Qin Changchun continued to speak, old and immortal, do you know that I have been waiting for this day for a whole 18 years? Do you know how I have been living these 18 years? Number 34, I have to accompany you in acting every day. I've been exhausted for 18 years, it's time for you to give me your seat to sit down. Number 34, after speaking, Qin Changchun picked up Nangong Waner next to him and swaggered towards the dragon chair above. Number 34, you two dog men and women must die hard, sooner or later you will suffer retribution. Number 34, seeing this scene, at this moment, Qin Changming's heart finally understood. I was actually turned green by my own son. Number 34, you old man, who has been by your side for the past 18 years, is so disgusting to me. You are ugly and stinky. If it weren't for staying by your side and waiting for this day to come, how could I have been with you until now? Number 34, Nangong Waner beside her looked at Qin Changming below with a disheveled expression, her eyes full of sarcasm. Number 34, alright daughter, don't talk to this old man anymore. It's time to take him on his way. Number 34, as long as you kill the other party, from now on, the Great Qin Dynasty will become the world of my Nangong family. Number 34, ha ha ha. Number 34, in front of the door, the contemporary Prime Minister Nangong Li burst out laughing. Then he slowly approached Qin Changming step by step. At this point, Qin Changming also knew in his heart that he was afraid of being doomed today. The next moment, he burst out laughing and said, Number 34, ha ha ha, you are so naive. Even if you kill me, what would happen? Do you think that by killing me, you can control the entire Qin dynasty? Number 34, without me, the Great Qin Dynasty would be like a bee colony without a queen bee, scattered like sand, and from then on, there would be no strength to resist the Great Qin Dynasty anymore. Number 34, as long as I die, when the Qin Dynasty receives this news, it will definitely launch a nationwide attack on the Qin Dynasty. You will all die then, ha ha ha. Number 34, Qin Changming burst out laughing again. Puff. Nangong Li appeared very calm, with no signs of anxiety in his eyes. He fiercely stepped on Qin Changming's chest with a fierce foot, and a flame condensed in his hand. Number 34, alright your majesty, after speaking, you can start your journey. Number 34, how can I never think of things that you can think of? To be honest, His Highness the 7th Prince and I have long defected to the Great Qin Dynasty. The Great Qin Dynasty promised us that as long as we take over the Great Qin Dynasty, it will still be managed by our Nangong family. Number 34, you two traitors. Number 34, Qin Changming was unwilling to roar, his eyes turning crimson. He never expected that the current Prime Minister and his son of the Great Qin Dynasty would join the Great Qin Dynasty. Nangong Li no longer gave the other person a chance to speak, and the flames in his hand slowly fell. Number 34, boom. Number 34, boom. Boom. Number 34, at this critical moment, the ground beneath the palace suddenly let out a loud explosion. When the scene reappeared, a huge pit appeared under my feet. Before everyone could react, 10 skeletons emitting purple eerie flames crawled out of it. Chapter 5. Empress, it's your turn. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, what the hell is this? Number 34, Qin Changchun looked at the 10 flame skeletons that suddenly appeared in the main hall with a frightened expression on his face, feeling a bit at a loss in his heart. People are not like humans, demons are not like demons, these things he has never seen in his life. Not to mention him, even the current Prime Minister of the Great Qin Dynasty, Nangong Li, who has seen a lot in his daily life, now has a surprised expression on his face. Number 34, is this a demon? Number 34, Nangong Li's mouth trembled, this scene was too shocking. The skeleton emitted a strange purple flame around its body, and the breath of death permeated all sides of the hall. Those purple flames seemed to be able to burn everything, extremely shocking. In front of me, a rolling aura of death constantly emerged from the giant pit. 10 flame skeletons stood on top of the pit, like ghosts crawling out of the abyss. The terrifying momentum made people shudder, as if facing death directly. Number 34, my good brother, long time no see. Just as everyone was extremely frightened in their hearts, suddenly a familiar voice rang out in everyone's ears. Number 34, this voice. Number 34, Qin Changchun's eyes suddenly widened, his eyes fixed on the flame skull in front of him. This voice is so familiar. I'm afraid he will never forget it in his lifetime. At this moment, 10 flame skeletons were spreading towards both sides, and gradually, a familiar figure appeared in front of everyone. It's him. It's Qin Feng. Everyone was shocked and didn't know why the other party suddenly appeared here. Number 34, how could this be possible? You are just a waste, why can the Crown Prince control these flame skeletons? Number 34, the current Prime Minister was shocked to see this scene in his heart. In front of me, these terrifying flame skeletons appeared with the opponent, and they had not yet harmed them. So only one possibility can explain it. That's these 10 terrifying creatures, very likely Qin Feng's people. Number 34, what? How could this be possible? Number 34, after hearing the Prime Minister's words, Qin Changchun let out an incredible roar of unwillingness. Number 34, why would such a terrifying existence follow a waste? I am much stronger than this useless person, why? Number 34, Qin Changchun roared frantically at these flame skeletons. Number 34, he's just a waste, he's not worth following, me. Born ruler, born king, destined to become the most powerful existence in this world in the future, I am the one you should follow. Number 34, at this moment, unwillingness and jealousy filled Qin Changchun's entire heart. He didn't understand why the useless prince had such terrifying followers after such a short time had passed. He was unwilling to accept it, even though he was much stronger than Qin Changming, all of this should have belonged to him. Qin Feng sneered coldly. Under the transformation of the system, the loyalty of the Hell Legion to him is basically 100%. How could they betray their host and follow the other party? Qin Feng looked at Qin Changchun like a fool, his cold eyes devoid of any emotion. The next moment, he said coldly. Number 34, kill me. Number 34, the other party tried every means to trap themselves to death, how could Qin Feng let them go? Number 34, Puzzy. Number 34, the speed of the flame skeleton's attack was like lightning, but in that instant, Qin Changchun's head fell to the ground, and he couldn't die anymore. Number 34, my son, you have finally come to save me, ha ha ha. Number 34, I knew you were not a so-called useless person in the eyes of the world. At this moment, you have been followed by these 10 terrifying powerhouses. In the future, you will surely soar to the sky and become a truly unparalleled powerhouse in the world. Number 34, at this moment, Qin Changming was extremely excited and burst into laughter. The originally low mood instantly gave rise to hope for life. In front of him, even he couldn't see through the cultivation of these terrifying beings, which means that the strength of each of these 10 terrifying beings would at least be above him. You should know that his cultivation has reached the 8th level of the martial arts realm, and these 10 terrifying beings are likely to be the strongest in the 9th level of the martial arts realm, even stronger. Such a strong person is likely to successfully help him detoxify, so that he can continue to live. Qin Changming greedily scrutinized these 10 powerful flame skeletons. If he could control such a powerful creature, not to mention the Qi, even the surrounding dynasties would be conquered by him. Number 34, after this matter, I must find a way to gain control of these 10 flame skeletons, even if I spare no effort to kill my own son. Number 34, Qin Changming was calculating in his heart. And Qin Feng is no longer the same useless prince as before. How could Qin Changming not see his inner thoughts at this moment? Funny. Qin Feng couldn't help but sneer inwardly, and then said angrily to Qin Changming. Number 34, you bastard, now you know I'm your son. Before, you indiscriminately sent me to the dungeon without even giving me a few explanations. You are not worthy to be a father, let alone a father of Qin Feng. Number 34, now you want me to save you, it's ridiculous. Number 34, it's not surprising that Qin Feng would be so angry. If he didn't have a system, what would be the outcome? Will die as a result. Listening to Qin Feng's cold voice word by word, Qin Changming had a faint sense of unease in his heart. However, he still forced a smile on his face and said with self-blame. Number 34, my good son, it used to be my dad's fault. Dad blamed you before, and I will never allow such things to happen in the future. Number 34, after apologizing, Qin Changming turned his gaze to Nangong Wana next to him, and his face instantly became cold, roaring angrily, Number 34, if you want to blame it, blame this slut. She joined forces with that unfilial son to harm you. Number 34, don't. Number 34, under the terrifying pressure of these 10 flame skeletons, Nangong Wanner's face turned pale. Seeing that something was not going well, she quickly ran towards the outside of the palace. At the same time, the current Prime Minister of the Great Qin Dynasty, Nangong Li, also followed suit. In just an instant, his speed surpassed his own daughter and he was the first to hit the door. Nangong Li felt a sense of joy in his heart, thinking that he had escaped from heaven, but just as he was about to cross that door, his entire head suddenly fell off his neck. A flame skeleton appeared there. Upon seeing this scene, Nangong Wanner had already fallen to the bottom of her heart and accidentally fell to the ground. She struggled to lift her head and looked at the terrifying creature blocking the door like a god of death, feeling a sense of despair in her heart. It's too scary. The pressure emanating from his body alone made him feel suffocated, let alone wanting to escape from the other person's hands. Number 34, sad, my own woman was actually slept by my own son, but I was blinded to the bottom of the valley without any knowledge, so I almost killed my good son. Number 34, sorry, father, I can't accept your apology. Number 34, so. You go to hell with me. Number 34, Qin Feng said coldly, word by word. For this father king, Qin Feng had no emotions in his heart, let alone his 7th younger brother who wanted him as the emperor, and he didn't want to. Number 34, no, I'm your father, you can't do this to me. Number 34, Qin Changming's face was shocked. Is this still the useless prince he knows in his eyes? It feels like a completely different person. At the next moment, without waiting for Qin Changming to make any unnecessary movements, his entire head quietly fell down. At this moment, he is already extremely poisonous, with little remaining strength and no possibility of resistance. Number 34, Empress, it's your turn. Number 34, after dealing with Qin Changming, Qin Feng once again turned his gaze to Nangong Wanner. Chapter 6. The Arrogance of the Great Qin Dynasty. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. At this moment, Nangong Wanner's stunning face was covered in bloodstains, and her exquisite purple long dress looked tattered. Her slender long legs were undoubtedly exposed to the air, and her pitiful expression was even more pitiful. But Qin Feng's face now showed an evil expression, and he grinned sarcastically. Number 34, you little slut, you dare to frame me. Didn't you say I raped you? So good, let me take good care of you now. Number 34, as the words fell, before Nangong Wanner could react, Qin Feng rushed forward like a hungry tiger. Under a fierce tearing, the large snow-white area of Nangong Wanner's upper body was also exposed to the air. Nangong Wanner is already seriously injured and has no ability to resist Qin Feng. She can only let Qin Feng do whatever he wants. Soon, the palace echoed with indescribable sounds. 3 seconds later, everything returns to tranquility. Facing the person who wanted to kill him, Qin Feng naturally had no intention of letting go of the other party, and with one sword, he stabbed Nangong Wanner to death in his arms. Number 34, little slut, this is the only value you can bring me. Being able to let Qin Feng ravage me before death is also a blessing you have earned from your previous life. Number 34, Qin Feng sneered coldly. Number 34, Your Majesty, it's not good. The attack of the Qin dynasty is too rapid, and it can't be resisted from outside. It's probably not long before the Qin dynasty's army reaches the palace. Number 34, at this moment, a very anxious voice suddenly rang out outside the door. Immediately after, a figure dressed in armor but seemingly old appeared in front of Qin Feng. Number 34, this. Number 34, entering the palace, when he saw the scene inside, the old man couldn't believe his eyes at all. Your Majesty surprisingly died. Not only that, the current Prime Minister has also died tragically in the palace. Number 34, what exactly happened here? Number 34, the old man's shocked heart immediately turned into terror, as he discovered 10 terrifying figures silently appearing behind him. Number 34, what a powerful aura. Number 34, the old man in battle armor was shocked and couldn't move under these 10 cold gazes. This is really terrifying. You should know that his cultivation has already reached the level of martial arts, and throughout the entire Great Qin Dynasty, he is also a first-class powerhouse. But in front of these 10 terrifying figures, there was no hint of resistance. At the same time, Qin Feng also set his gaze on the old man wearing battle armor. He was slightly shocked in his heart. Of course, he knew this person, who was the commander of the current army of the Great Qin Dynasty, Zhan Pejun. He had made great contributions to the Great Qin Dynasty throughout his life and won the hearts of the people. It is not an exaggeration to say that he had achieved great success. Because of this, over the years, the emperors of the Great Qin Dynasty have been on guard against each other. But discerning people can see that this veteran general has been loyal to the Great Qin Dynasty over the years, without any rebellious intentions, as can be seen from the fact that the opponent's gray hair is still fighting on the battlefield. Faced with this veteran general, Qin Feng openly said. Number 34, General Pejun, I believe you have already seen everything here. From now on, I will be the new king of the Great Qin Dynasty. Number 34, the useless prince in the eyes of the world dared to speak such heroic words, which shocked the heart of Zhan Pejun. I feel like the other person has changed completely different from their previous cowardly personality. Number 34, can it be that the other party has been pretending all these years? Number 34, what a powerful heart. Number 34, the heart of Zhan Pejun was once again shocked. His feeling of falling to the bottom once again ignited hope. That's really great. If one had these 10 terrifying powerhouses, the Great Qin Dynasty would likely have successfully overcome this crisis. For veteran generals like Zhan Pejun, it doesn't matter who becomes the emperor. As long as they can defend the territory of the Great Qin Dynasty for hundreds of years, even if they die, it doesn't matter. Number 34, I pay my respects to your majesty. Number 34, with a loud bang, the Zhanpa army knelt down on the ground without any hesitation, showing great respect. Number 34, very good. Number 34, seeing this scene, Qin Feng was also very happy in his heart and gained recognition from the other party. He believed that it would not be long before the entire Qin dynasty was completely under his control again. Number 34, get up. Number 34, Qin Feng spoke lightly. Number 34, thank you, your majesty. Number 34, the Zhanpa army slowly stood up and immediately anxiously said. Number 34, your majesty, the army of the Qi dynasty will soon break into the palace. However, now that your majesty is dead, even if we have the power of World War I, it still cannot change the fact of our current defeat. Number 34, why don't we escape first? As the saying goes, leave the green mountains behind and don't be afraid of burning firewood. Wait until the time is right, and then snatch the Great Qin dynasty from the hands of the Great Qi dynasty. Number 34, good idea. Number 34, although Qin Feng was very approving, he shook his head and spoke. Number 34, but I think there's no need for such a big trouble. Number 34, it's over. Zhan Pejun's heart thumped. With so many years of experience, how could he not see it? Qin Feng didn't even take this crisis seriously, and ultimately became arrogant. Although the 10 terrifying figures in front of him put immense pressure on him. But in his opinion, even if it is strong, it cannot be a match for the respected antique of the Qi dynasty. Number 34, your majesty, while there is still time, let's hurry up and leave. If we don't leave again, it won't be too late. Number 34, your majesty, I beg you this time. Number 34, after speaking, the Zhanpa army knelt down again, tears welling up in their eyes. Number 34, Qin Changming, when are you going to hide, this shrunken turtle? Hurry up and come out. Hurry up and suffer. Number 34, just then, an extremely arrogant voice suddenly came from outside the palace. Number 34, not good, it's the Emperor Qi Yuan who's here. Number 34, the Zhanpa army was shocked and turned pale. Immediately, he quickly got up and looked out of the palace through a gap. I saw that the entire imperial palace was surrounded by the oppressive army of the Qi dynasty. I didn't expect it to come so fast. Number 34, it's over, everything is over. Number 34, in an instant, the heart of Jean Pajun plummeted to the bottom, and in just one moment, the whole person appeared to have aged for decades, weak and lifeless, with lifeless eyes. Seeing this scene, Qin Feng couldn't help but smile, and then he walked step by step towards the outside of the palace. At the same time, an incredibly domineering voice echoed in the ears of the Zhanpa army. Number 34, Zhan Iching, you have no idea about my strength. Number 34, Zhan Pajun slowly lifted his head in shock, looking at the back of the young man, feeling the aura of a king for the first time. Is it difficult for your majesty to hide his strength? Impossible. Zhan Pajun's heart immediately rejected this idea. Qin Feng had no aura of fluctuation on his body, and it was obvious that he was just an ordinary person. Number 34, perhaps this is the emperor. Even if he dies, he must vow to preserve the last dignity of the great Qin. Number 34, even your majesty is not afraid. What's so scary about me? Thinking inwardly, Zhan Pajun shook his head. I have already made up my mind to fight to the death, and followed behind Qin Feng. Chapter 7. The Hell Legion takes action. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, boom. Number 34, the gate of the palace was opened, and the Great Qin Dynasty suffered heavy losses from this night's baptism. The remaining dozens of soldiers scattered towards the two rows. Immediately, under the gaze of everyone, a blurry figure gradually emerged from inside the palace. Number 34, Qin Changming, you finally agreed to come out. I thought you were going to be a shrinking turtle all your life. I advised you to surrender. You are already surrounded, and this time you have nowhere to escape. Number 34, Qi Yuan confidently said to the familiar figure. Number 34, yeah. Why are you number 34? But soon he was surprised to find that the person was not Qin Changming. He naturally knows him too, he is the useless crown prince of the Great Qin Dynasty. Number 34, I didn't expect the person who walked out of the palace to be the useless crown prince of the Great Qin Dynasty, not Qin Changming. Interesting. Number 34, the skinny old man beside Qi Yuan murmured with great interest. Number 34, is it difficult for the emperor to escape early and instead leave his own son to delay his time? Number 34, the eerie baby also spoke up. Number 34, with that old man's greedy and afraid personality, it's not without this possibility. Number 34, the skinny old man continued to speak. Number 34, if that's the case, then things will become boring. Number 34, the eerie baby instantly became uninteresting. Number 34, no, that old thing didn't run away, but died in the palace. Qi Yuan stared at the interior of the palace with a pair of eyes, as if he had discovered something, and spoke up. Number 34, I didn't expect that old thing to die in the hands of his own son. It's really cowardly. Number 34, the eerie baby burst out laughing. Number 34, everything has come to an end. That useless crown prince is just a useless person with no cultivation. He has no ability to save the current situation of Daqin. From now on, Daqin will return to Daqi. Number 34, Number 34, Number 34, after Qin Changming's death, Qi Yuan's heart became even more excited and burst into laughter. The soldiers of the surrounding Qi dynasty laughed heartily when they saw that the only one who walked out of the palace was a useless crown prince, who did not pay attention. After a burst of laughter, Qi Yuan turned his gaze back to the Zhanpa army behind Qin Feng and politely persuaded them. Number 34, General Zhan, surrender. You have no chance of winning at all. Considering your years of hard cultivation, if you are willing to surrender, I am willing to offer you the position of Grand General. Number 34, Dog Emperor, don't daydream anymore. Even if I die in battle, I will never be a greedy and afraid person. Number 34, the defeated army roared with anger. Number 34, is it difficult for you to be so willing to die with this useless prince? Number 34, Qi Yuan said with a mocking expression on his face. Suddenly, the Zhanpa army's face turned red with anger. Number 34, do you think you have the chance to win? Number 34, at that moment, Qin Feng spoke up. Number 34, oh. Is it difficult for you, a useless prince, to still save Qin? Ha ha ha, this is the funniest joke I've ever heard in my life. Number 34, why are you a useless person? Number 34, Qi Yuan laughed heartily, not even paying attention to the useless crown prince in front of him. Number 34, why? Number 34, Qin Feng grinned and said very domineeringly. Number 34, just because I have an army that you cannot defeat. Number 34, the military. Number 34, ha ha ha, just rely on those old and weak soldiers next to you. What a big joke. I see this useless crown prince not only as useless, but also as a fool. Number 34, Qi Yuan looked at the dozens of old and weak soldiers beside Qin Feng with disdain in his eyes. Number 34, Your Majesty, why waste your breath with such people? Let me come out and help you kill them. Number 34, although he is a waste and a fool, his delicate skin and tender flesh must look delicious, ha ha ha. Number 34, on the side, the eerie baby smiled. Qi Yuan nodded slowly, not wanting to waste too much time on a fool. After getting permission, the strange baby licked his tongue dry and drool unconsciously flowed out. Number 34, delicious food. I'm here. Number 34, the eerie baby let out an extremely greedy voice, and then his entire figure turned into a ghost, disappearing into place immediately. When it reappeared, it had already arrived in front of Qin Feng. At the same time, a bloody mouth also appeared. Number 34, how dare you harm my lord, seek death. Number 34, at this critical moment, a voice of emotion echoed in the void. Number 34, what a powerful aura. Not good. Number 34, the baby suddenly felt a powerful force and his face turned pale with fear. In the next moment, he quickly wanted to retreat towards the back. But it's already too late. A skeleton hand emitting purple flames grabbed his calf, and the piercing pain instantly spread throughout the baby's body. The baby looked at its burning body and was shocked inside. You should know that ordinary flames cannot cause any damage to him, even the most powerful flames cannot have a significant impact on him. But this eerie purple flame could burn his body. This is really terrifying. Although a baby's strength is terrifying, their cultivation level is only 5 levels in the martial arts realm. In the face of the powerful strength of the Hell Legion, he had no ability to resist at all, and in an instant his body turned into nothing. Being burned by this purple flame, the other party doesn't even have a chance to reincarnate. Number 34, no, my disciple. Number 34, the skinny old man saw this scene and felt heartbroken, his face turning red with anger. This is the human pill that he has worked hard for decades to cultivate. He saw that it was about to mature, but now he suddenly died of physical abuse. Number 34, puff. Number 34, the skinny old man was so angry that he spat out a mouthful of blood. Number 34, it's over, everything is over. I have no hope of breaking through in my life anymore. Oh my goodness, why are you treating me like this? Number 34, the emaciated old man let out an unwilling roar. But even though he was so angry, he had no intention of rushing forward to avenge his disciple, because he had just felt a very strong aura that he could not resist. At such times, the skinny old man still maintains his composure. If he rushes forward, he will immediately die and disappear. If he doesn't rush forward, his lifespan can still be extended by a few more years. Number 34, what a powerful aura. The person who takes action is at least a strong warrior in the 9th level of the martial arts realm. Number 34, Qi Yuan spoke in shock. He didn't understand why such a strong person suddenly appeared in the Great Qin Dynasty. As time slowly passed, the figure of the person who had just made the move gradually appeared in everyone's sight. What shocked everyone was that the person who made the move was actually a skeleton person. Burning with eerie purple flames all over, the lifeless aura assails people, like a demon crawling out of Shura hell, making people feel uneasy and fearful. Number 34, what the hell is this? Number 34, many soldiers of the Qi dynasty were shocked in their hearts. They had never seen such a ghostly thing, like a ghost running out of hell. It was truly terrifying and filled with evil. Chapter 8. Despair of the Thin Old Man. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, this aura. How could it be? How could there be a strong warrior in the 9 realms of the Great Qin Dynasty? Number 34, Qi Yuan said with an incredible shock on his face. Number 34, what, the 9th level of martial arts realm? Number 34, the skinny old man next to him was even more shocked. Such a terrifying powerhouse, the entire Qi dynasty is definitely a top-notch powerhouse. Even their majesty, he is only in the 8th level of the martial arts realm. Number 34, that's it, I didn't expect the Great Qin dynasty to hide such a skilled expert. Your Majesty's lifelong dream is likely to be shattered again. Number 34, the skinny old man's face was full of despair, and his voice became increasingly weak. The difference in one realm is like a world of difference. Your Majesty is not a match for that eerie skeleton at all. Number 34, so what? Number 34, Qi Yuan said lightly. Although his face was covered in black lines, he still remained calm. He set his gaze on Qin Feng and said disdainfully. Number 34, what if you have the help of such a strong person? Since I dare to attack your Great Qin dynasty, I have been fully prepared in my heart to prevent accidents from happening. Number 34, to be honest with you, my cultivation has also broken through to the 9th level. Number 34, as the words fell, a terrifying aura erupted from Qi Yuan's body, spreading in all directions. Number 34, roar. Number 34, the terrifying spiritual energy swept across the 4 directions, and Qi Yuan's momentum weighed heavily, emitting golden light, like an ancient emperor standing quietly there. Number 34, your Majesty's cultivation has even reached the 9th level. Number 34, the skinny old man exclaimed with an incredible shock on his face. The expression of despair on his face suddenly ignited a glimmer of hope. He was also a strong player in the 9 realms, and it was not certain who would win or lose. Moreover, besides His Majesty, there are countless troops and horses here, with a high chance of winning. Number 34, even trash-like things can claim to be an emperor in front of our true self. Number 34, kill me. Number 34, faced with the renewed confidence of the Great Qin dynasty, Qin Feng only said 2 words lightly. Number 34, arrogance, it's not certain who loses and who wins among the strong players of Jiucheng. Number 34, Qi Yuan was also extremely angry in his heart. The other party knew that their cultivation had also reached the 9 realms, but not only did they not feel nervous or afraid. On the contrary, he also showed an indifferent expression, as if he had never been taken seriously. Number 34, it's really unreasonable. I didn't expect Qi Yuan to dominate the world for decades and be looked down upon by a useless prince. Boy, pay a painful price for your arrogance. Number 34, Qi Yuan let out a roar. A faint golden aura spread from his body, and in the next moment, his entire body transformed into a golden dragon, roaring towards the Qin wind. Number 34, oh, Number 34, at the same time, a deafening dragon roar echoed through this world. Number 34, oh my goodness, our Majesty is actually an ancient divine dragon. Number 34, the soldiers around the Great Qin dynasty were shocked one by one and immediately knelt down one by one, devoutly worshipping. Dragon, the king of all beasts, is in supreme existence in everyone's hearts. At this moment, when these soldiers see the real dragon, their hearts are already excited and speechless. Number 34, a worm, also worthy of transforming into an ancient divine dragon. Number 34, Qin Feng sneered. Number 34, arrogant kid, I'm going to kill you with my own hands. Number 34, having repeatedly suffered insults from Qin Feng's voice, Qi Yuan's heart was already furious. He swore that today he would definitely kill this ignorant kid in front of him. Number 34, roar. Number 34, accompanied by a deafening hissing sound, the golden dragon suddenly opened its bloody mouth and fell at a terrifying speed. Number 34, boom. Number 34, just as the golden dragon was about to approach, a flame pillar suddenly burst out from the ground, enveloping his entire body in it. In just an instant, his dragon body was turned into ashes by the purple flames, without even a chance to struggle. Quiet. A deathly silence. Number 34, Your Majesty has died. Run away. Number 34, how could this be possible? Your Majesty is the supreme dragon, how could he be easily killed? Number 34, that terrifying thing is really too terrifying, Your Majesty can't even withstand a single move in front of it. Number 34, done. The Great Qin Dynasty has such terrifying powerhouses as helpers, and the Great Qin Dynasty is completely finished. Number 34, suddenly, the soldiers around were frightened by the purple flame pillar and quickly fled in all directions. Number 34, how could this be possible? Number 34, what was even more shocking was the emaciated old man. He didn't understand why His Majesty, who was also a powerhouse in the 9 realms, couldn't even catch a single move. Run! At the next moment, the skinny old man quickly burst out with all his strength and ran towards the rear. His figure was like lightning, almost invisible to the naked eye. Number 34, run. Can you run away? Number 34, Qin Feng sneered coldly. The ground in front of the emaciated old man suddenly cracked open, and then 2 skeletons emitting purple flames crawled out of it, blocking their way. Number 34, the skinny old man exclaimed with an incredible shock on his face. At this moment, he only wanted to run away in his mind, without much thought. He immediately turned around and wanted to run in another direction. However, when he turned his head, he saw the most shocking scene of his life. I saw 8 purple flame skeletons tightly surrounding him, with nowhere to escape. Number 34, how could this be possible? Number 34, the skinny old man looked as if he had seen a ghost, and his face was filled with incredible shock. He counted and found out that there were 10 terrifying things in the Great Qin Dynasty, all of which were powerful warriors in the 9 realms of martial arts. If His Majesty had seen such a scene before, would he have shown such an expression on his face? I'm afraid there won't be any hesitation and I'll run away. The huge gap in strength made the skinny old man have no ability to resist. He was directly hit by a purple fireball, and his body instantly turned into ashes, disappearing into this world. After dealing with the emaciated old man, the 10 flame skeletons did not stop their movements in their hands. They turned into remnants one after another, and the soldiers of the Great Qin Dynasty were easily wiped out like chickens. In just a few hours, the soldiers of the 10000 Great Qin Dynasty were reduced to ashes. Seeing this scene, Qin Feng's heart was also particularly shocked. Although the overall strength of the Hell Legion is only 9 levels in the martial arts realm, and perhaps its peak strength is not too strong, in front of these soldiers of the Great Qin Dynasty, they are like death gods, and the soldiers of the Great Qin Dynasty have no ability to resist at all. With the terrifying purple flames that burned within themselves, the soldiers of the Qin Dynasty, who were hundreds of meters away, unknowingly turned into ashes without even knowing what had happened. Number 34, seeing all this on the side, the shattered army was already shocked and speechless. He knew these flame skeletons might be very strong, but he didn't expect them to be so strong. Even Qi Yuan, whose cultivation has already surpassed the 9th level of the martial arts realm, is vulnerable to a single blow in front of him. And there are 10 powerful flame skeletons like this. His heart finally understood why Qin Feng appeared so confident just now. This is simply invincible. Chapter 9. The New King of Qin. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, when I saw the entire bloody battlefield and looked back at the remaining dozens of soldiers beside me, a hint of sadness appeared on the face of the defeated soldiers. Although the Great Qin Dynasty won this war, it also paid a painful price, and it is unknown how many years it will take to recover to its previous peak. Qin Feng seemed to have seen through the heart of Zhang Pejun, smiled slightly, didn't say a word, just ordered to say. Number 34, after handling all of this, I will see a brand new Qin tomorrow. Number 34, the Zhanpa army reminded him, Your Majesty, how will the 4 major contributors handle it? Number 34, the 4 major offerings. At this moment, Qin Feng also remembered that the Great Qin Dynasty, like the Great Qin Dynasty, had 4 powerful worshippers, all at the level of martial arts masters. However, those 4 of them seemed to have no intention of taking action in this war. Otherwise, the Great Qin Dynasty would not have suffered such heavy losses. Number 34, I raised this group of trash, but in the end, I didn't help anything. Kill it. Number 34, Qin Feng suddenly said to the void. Immediately, 10 skeletons from afar gathered in one direction. The internal affairs of the Great Qin Dynasty. Behind the palace lies a magnificent little palace, which is as magnificent as a palace. This is exactly where the 4 great contributors reside. Very close to the imperial palace, when the Great Qin Dynasty encounters an insurmountable danger, these 4 masters will take action and turn the tide. However, this time the 4 major offerings of the Great Qin Dynasty seem to have reached a consensus of determination and did not offer any assistance. Number 34, after tonight, there will be no more Great Qin Dynasty in this world from now on. Number 34, the Great Qin Dynasty is becoming increasingly decadent, and being swallowed up is also a matter of time. It's better for us to surrender early, as there will still be a continuous stream of resources. Number 34, unfortunately, all these years of resources from the Great Qin Dynasty have been wasted on the 4 of us. Number 34, an old monk put his hands together and sighed. Number 34, old monk, don't pretend to be serious. I see that your heart is happier than ours. Number 34, that's not right. Although the 4 of us didn't take action at the most critical moment, we have also protected the Great Qin Dynasty for decades. If it weren't for the protection of the 4 of us, the Great Qin Dynasty would have been swallowed up by other dynasties long ago. How could it have survived to this day? Number 34, this statement is reasonable. If we have to blame it, we will blame the Great Qin Dynasty for its increasingly decadent state in recent years and for providing us with fewer and fewer resources. Otherwise, we will not stand idly by. Number 34, the 4 of them nodded to each other, feeling that what they said was very reasonable. Although they have consumed a lot of resources from the Great Qin Dynasty over the years, they have also protected it for decades. Ultimately, in the end, no one owes anyone. Number 34, whoosh. Number 34, at this moment, a cold wind suddenly struck from outside towards the palace. Number 34, Number 34, an old blind man with blind eyes suddenly let out a loud roar and felt something was wrong for the first time. Number 34, boom, boom. Number 34, suddenly, the ground beneath the 4 of them trembled, and with a loud bang, it shattered. Number 34, not good. Number 34, the old blind man let out a loud scream. Feeling an unprecedented powerful aura, constantly approaching in this direction. Without any hesitation, he quickly dodged towards his left side. At the same time, the monk closest to the old blind also sensed the danger and dodged towards his left hand. The remaining 2 were unresponsive, and their entire bodies suddenly burned with purple flames. In just an instant, they turned into ashes and had no resistance at all. Not even the opportunity to cry out in pain. Death is so simple. Seeing this scene, the old blind man and the chubby monk felt lingering palpitations. While the 2 were extremely shocked in their hearts, 10 terrifying figures gradually emerged in front of them as the flames faded away. Number 34, this power is so evil. Number 34, I have ruled the world for decades and have never seen such an evil power before. Number 34, the chubby monk was so frightened that he turned pale in his heart. He swore that he had never seen such an evil thing in his life. How could such an evil force exist in this world? Although the old blind man couldn't see anything, he also smelled an evil aura. Suddenly, his face was shocked. Faced with these 10 terrifying beings, the chubby monk and the old blind man had no intention of fighting in their hearts and quickly ran towards the rear. In almost an instant, the figures of the two appeared hundreds of meters away. Number 34, this. How could this be possible? Number 34, no. Number 34, the chubby monk looked at the purple flames burning unconsciously on his body in terror, and shouted unwillingly. Number 34, ah. 34, meanwhile, from the other direction, the old blind man also heard a painful roar. The centuries-long feud between the Great Qin Dynasty and the Great Qin Dynasty finally came to an end overnight. No one expected that the weakening Great Qin Dynasty would become the ultimate winner. The next morning, before dawn, there was a tremor in the surrounding countries. Number 34, surprisingly, the Great Qin Dynasty won. Unbelievable. This is something I didn't expect before. Number 34, I originally intended to wait for the Great Qin Dynasty and the Great Qin Dynasty to both defeat him, and then we will reap the benefits of the harvest. Number 34, unexpectedly, in the end, the 4 worshippers of the Great Qin Dynasty betrayed them, resulting in the Qin Dynasty almost effortlessly taking over the entire Great Qin. Number 34, I thought the Great Qin Dynasty would be destroyed, but it turned out to be a major reversal. Number 34. In the blazing imperial court, a middle-aged man wearing a dragon robe exclaimed with incredible shock on his face. Yesterday, according to the scout's message, when everyone believed that the Great Qin Dynasty was about to fall, they did not expect a major reversal the next day. The Great Fire Dynasty is one of the neighboring countries of the Great Qin Dynasty. In addition to the Great Fire Dynasty, there are also countless other countries of all sizes around it, making it a land of southern barbarians. Located in the northern part of Lingshu Island, where various countries are divided and society is chaotic, countries like the Great Qin Dynasty belong only to the lowest and lower-level dynasties. The emperor of the Great Fire Dynasty, Tianzi, looked at the memorial presented in his hand and was more and more shocked as he read it. Number 34, unexpectedly, it was that useless prince who laughed until the end. Number 34, after a long time, Tianzi was shocked and said. Number 34, Your Majesty, I think it's better for us to take the opportunity and lead our troops to attack Daqin. At this time, when Daqin faces my fiery iron cavalry, it will definitely be defeated. Number 34, below, the Prime Minister of the current Great Fire Dynasty excitedly said. Number 34, no, don't underestimate that useless crown prince, he may not be as simple as we imagine. Number 34, Tianzi squinted his eyes and said lightly. Number 34, what should we do now? Is it difficult to allow the Great Qin Dynasty to have children and rest? Number 34, another minister suddenly spoke up. Number 34, no, of course we need to send troops at this time, but we are not fighting Daqin, but Daqi. Number 34, Tianzi smiled slightly. Number 34, attack Daqi. Number 34, the courtiers have reacted. Yeah, why didn't they think of this? Nowadays, most of the troops and the 4 major worshippers of the Qin Dynasty, as well as Qi Yuan, have died in the Qin Dynasty. This is undoubtedly the best time to send troops to the Qin Dynasty. Number 34, my king. Wise. Number 34, the courtiers praised him one after another. Chapter 10. Shocking all parties. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, De Qi. Surprisingly lost. Number 34, Academy. It seemed a bit unexpected, and the old man with white hair was slightly shocked on his face. However, he quickly regained his composure and then continued to speak calmly. Number 34, what a powerful character, such a powerful strategy. That useless prince deceived everyone in the world, even the old man was deceived by the other party. Number 34, however, despite this, what I am more curious about than this useless crown prince is what those eerie skeletons are. Number 34, the old man with white hair was extremely curious in his heart, but after a short moment, he couldn't suppress his curiosity and said excitedly. Number 34, no, I must personally go to the palace number 34. In the next moment, the old man with white hair drifted towards the direction of the palace like an old immortal with a fairy-like aura. At the same time, on the Golden Lawn Palace, Qin Feng sat tall on the golden dragon chair. Although there was no strong breath fluctuation on his body, it gave people a natural royal demeanor, which made people feel intimidated. Suddenly, at this moment, a cold voice rang out in my mind. The daily gift package refresh has been successful. May I ask if the host has opened the daily gift package? Upon hearing this long-lost voice, Qin Feng's heart immediately became excited. The last time he summoned a powerful hellish legion, I wonder what powerful existence he will summon this time. Qin Feng was extremely excited in his heart, but he didn't rush to answer the system. Instead, he asked. Number 34, System, besides obtaining legions, will the daily gift package also gain other things? Number 34, the host guessed correctly. The daily gift pack can not only summon legions, but also powerful characters, various magical tools, and pills. And the colors of the daily gift package are divided into 3 types, from high to low: gold, silver, and copper. The higher the level of the treasure box, the better the things will be opened. However, the probability of a daily treasure chest being golden is 1%. The probability of a silver treasure chest being 10% and a copper treasure chest being 89%. In addition to obtaining treasure chests of different colors every day, one can also obtain a super large treasure chest every month, which is also divided into gold, copper, and silver. Qin Feng has finally figured it out. The system has 2 functions in total, one is monthly check.in and the other is daily check.in. Number 34, what color was the treasure chest I last opened? Number 34, Qin Feng asked curiously. Copper color. After receiving the system's answer, Qin Feng was shocked in his heart. He couldn't imagine how powerful the copper treasure chest was. He didn't know what kind of surprise the golden treasure chest would bring him when opened. Number 34, System, open the daily treasure chest. Number 34, Qin Feng ordered to speak. The probability of obtaining the golden treasure chest is basically 0, so he doesn't think much about it in his heart. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the golden treasure chest. May I ask if the host has opened the golden treasure chest? Number 34, ha ha ha, I am truly the one chosen by heaven, even the lucky draw is so good. Number 34, Qin Feng's face remained very calm. Number 34, System, open the golden treasure chest. Number 34, Qin Feng said calmly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the golden treasure chest. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the divine and demon endless blood sea, thousand-hand Shura. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Shura Legion. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining 300 years of cultivation. Note: the strength after 300 years of cultivation based on the host's own talent. Number 34, undoubtedly a golden treasure chest. 3 were opened at once. Number 34, Qin Feng exclaimed with joy. Blood Sea Shura and Shura Legion will arrive at the host's side in 10 minutes. Please be patient and wait. 300 years of cultivation has been successfully completed, please be prepared at any time. With the sound of the system coming to an end, in the next moment, a beam of energy emitted from somewhere and directly penetrated Qin Feng's body. What is shocking is that the energy beam not only did not harm the front, but also made Qin Feng's cultivation crazily climb step by step. In just an instant, Qin Feng broke through from a useless person with no cultivation to Wuzong. Number 34, this power. Number 34, feeling the immense power within his body, Qin Feng was deeply shocked. I just feel that the power is infinite now. Even if a high mountain is placed in front of him at this moment, he has the confidence to divide it in half. At the same time, The old man with white hair, who was on his way to the imperial palace of the Great Qin Dynasty, suddenly had a startled expression on his face and stopped in place, afraid to move a step. Number 34, what a powerful aura. Number 34, in a faint moment, I saw a very powerful and blurry figure gradually disappearing before my eyes. Number 34, the other party should just be the supreme powerhouse passing by here. Number 34, the old man with white hair thought to himself. After the figure completely disappeared before his eyes, the old man with white hair dared to start again and head towards the direction of the palace. On the Golden Lawn Palace, a majestic and domineering figure suddenly appeared below. Number 34, my Blood Sea Cultivator. Pay respects to your majesty. Number 34, Blood Sea Shura knelt respectfully on the ground and said very respectfully. Number 34, get up. Number 34, Qin Feng spoke lightly and then gave a command to his mind. Number 34, System, open the data panel of Blood Sea Shura. Number 34, Character. Blood Sea Shura. Cultivation. Wuwang Realm Level 1. Skill. Shura Home, Shura Transformation, Endless Killing. Weapon. Shura Blade. Number 34, I didn't expect to be a strong warrior in the realm of King Wu, not bad. Number 34, Qin Feng nodded with great satisfaction, then turned his gaze to the other side of the hall. I don't know when, but there were already terrifying figures appearing there, some like fierce beasts with terrifying faces. Some are like gods and demons, full of demonic nature and filled with evil. But no matter what they look like, behind them all grow a pair of blood-red wings. The number of the Shura Legion is much larger than that of the Hell Legion, a whopping 1,000. Although it still appears rare among ordinary soldiers, it cannot be denied that each of them possesses extremely powerful strength. Number 34, I'll wait. Pay my respects to your majesty. 1,000 Shura legions knelt down on the ground, bowing respectfully. Number 34, get up. Number 34, Qin Feng ordered and then said in his mind. Number 34, System, open the data panel of the Shura Legion. Number 34, Army. Shura Legion, Quantity. 1,000. Cultivation. 9 levels of all martial arts sections. Weapon. Blood Wings. Qin Feng was completely shocked in his heart. This is a whole 1,000-strong warriors from the Wuzong realm. And it's still a 9-fold existence. Take any one and it will be invincible in the Great Qin Dynasty. Number 34, with this legion, it is certain that the Great Qin Dynasty will soon expand. Number 34, Qin Feng exclaimed with joy. After understanding everything, Qin Feng refocused his gaze on the Blood Sea Shura and ordered. Number 34, go down and learn about the current situation of the Great Qin Dynasty. If you need any help, please do so in a timely manner. Number 34, immediately, Qin Feng set his gaze on the 1,000 Shura legions and spoke. Number 34, you should also retreat with the other party. Number 34, just as the Blood Sea Shura and the Shura Legion were about to leave, suddenly at this moment, another urgent voice came. Number 34, Your Majesty, there is a master outside the door seeking entry. Number 34.